Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mardek, and of course last time we successfully took out Animus, the most difficult enemy in the game, but that was still optional end-game content. Animus was, Masmo Citadel and Karnos were, the various Cambria arenas were, the Bone Demon was, the Security Demon, that was a while ago, but the Security Demon as well, that was optional, so we've done a lot of optional content recently. What was the main quest? What are we even supposed to be doing right now? As a bit of a reminder, we are technically supposed to be picking up these elemental crystals for the King of Gosnor, and of course we do have several of those being the fire and water crystal. However, we have not yet picked up the earth crystal. We have cleared out the earth temple and defeated the earth guardian, of course, but we have not yet actually taken the earth crystal. So that is likely next on our agenda. So let's head on over and perhaps take some of our party members back. Because, of course, we did opt to use just Mardek for that fight there. As for who we want to have in at the moment, I'm thinking maybe we continue to try to use people we've used the least thus far. I think that is still probably Charlotte and Dominic. I know we were using them somewhat recently in the Dream Shrine here. Then how about Gloria as our last person? It's a little bit hard for me to tell which characters we've used the least because, on one hand, I can try to remember what we've done in the past, but also I've been doing a little bit of grinding in between episodes every now and again, and therefore the people that you're seeing and the people that I've actually played with may not necessarily be the same. So, like, for example, Legion, I think I did a lot of grinding with them, and Zack a ton to get his Sin Strike as strong as it is. So the amount that I've seen them is different from the amount that you've seen them. Oh, and right as we're about to leave, we run into, Oneironaut and a couple of Yellow Souls. They say, hold on, Lids, we're not done with you yet. Let's take out the Oneironaut Charlotte. I think we saw we were able to one-shot them. Yes, although the Yellow Souls are fast, so they go next. But I think we saw that Donovan was more than capable of taking them out comfortably. That he can, and he is still extremely close to leveling up. Okay. Now, we will head out. And we will need to exit Dreamwood and go back into the normal Lifewood version of this forest in order to, well, make a point of actually going to the Earth Temple. Of course, it is nearby, but it is in an alternate dimension of sorts. What is the best way to make that happen? I'm thinking we actually go through this Dream Circle up here. That might be the best way to do it. And of course, we'll run into a few Fig Elemental enemies along the way, but these shouldn't pose too much of an issue here, and that is the experience that Donovan needed to level up. And that was an even-numbered level, meaning that he should have gotten some RP. So that might help us out here. Offense reactions, not so much. Maybe on the magic defensive reactions, looks like that's where he's the most RP to burn. We could throw on Soak 10, which is not a huge difference maker. Could we perhaps instead upgrade minus 10 and minus 20% damage into minus 30. I mean, they're functionally the same. This is just a less efficient way to spend our RP, so maybe we don't do that. Let's just throw on the Soak 10. And then on the passive side, well, it's an odd number of RP here, so that means we're unlikely to find anything new that we'll want to throw on. Let's carry on in that case. And as soon as we make it back through this portal here, I'm thinking either we can walk our way into the Earth Temple, or we could even just warp back to the beginning of Lifewood and have one of the fairies take us to the Earth Temple that way. That could also work. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. We gotta take these guys out first. Okay. So right up here, we'll switch on over back to Lifewood. And as a reminder, I think this is possible for us to go this way and loop around like so. I'm pretty sure that's where the Earth Temple is, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while, though, because we did previously, I believe, use the fairies to teleport us there, or at least that has been a useful way to travel to various locations in Lifewood, including, but not limited to, the Earth Temple. And, well, here's a rogue fairy who could potentially put everyone to sleep here. Though, fortunately, I do think we had some people who had Insomnia equipped because we were having some enemies that could inflict sleep when we were in the Dream Shrine as well. So we were prepared for that, fortunately. Otherwise, that could have gotten complicated quite quickly. Okay. So let's head back up this way. And it's basically the same location we were just in for the Dream Shrine, just rather than being in the Dreamwood version, we're in the Lifewood version, and now we can make it back into the Earth Temple. Been a little while since we were here, but it is still lively because, of course, well, we haven't yet taken a crystal from it. So, in fact, I'm not sure if we've spoken to our party members in here. It was a while ago since we were last in here. Donovan, Charla, Gloria, do you have anything to say about the Earth Temple? I cannot say I approve of this whole crystal-stealing plan, but I have no say in the matter. I will just hope that nothing ill comes of it all. Alright, Donovan. Well, I mean, you're probably not going to be too fond of what we're about to do then. Do you have anything else to say on top of that? No, okay. No worries. As for Charla? It feels really strange or something to be in an elemental temple. Okay, I mean, that's true. We are in an elemental temple, yes. Gloria, what about you? I really, really hope you know what you're doing, Mardek. These temples house the planet's vital organs, and in some ways, they are organs themselves. World ruin is the result of their loss, just like your own death would result if someone stole your heart and lungs. Though I'm allowing you to take the crystals, we are merely borrowing them, and you really, really need to bring them back once this business with the king is sorted out. Pretty sure she said something similar when we were in other temples, and we're talking about potentially taking those crystals as well. But these enemies here, also, they're certainly higher level than the ones in Lifewood, yes, but could be lower level than the Dream Shrine by a significant amount, and therefore should be fairly straightforward for us to get through here. Even if it's centaurs and furry biters. And bear in mind, Charla is of course using air elemental skills, and air is typically particularly effective against Earth, so she's the right person to have for the job here. And even Gope's still hanging out here. Well, Gope, things are about to change a bit, because we are headed into the Crystal Room. This is, of course, where we originally fought the Guardian. And Urius, once we went in here, but the crystal itself is ours for the taking. Let's do it. The Earth Crystal. With this in our possession, we'll have most of the natural crystals of this planet. The power this gives us is beyond words. But let's not think about that, lest you think corrupt thoughts. I mean, sure, you can say that, but we're still taking all the crystals. Don't worry. I'm not thinking about using this literal power of the gods at all. No! We should just keep them in our pockets and never even look at them. That's the right thing to do. Donovan is, he's losing it. It looks like he's losing it. I just hope this doesn't cause any harm to the planet. And Gloria, I'm sure, has something to say along those lines. Let us hope that the intense elemental energies of these crystals do not interfere with each other with disastrous results. Yeah, that's another thing to bear in mind, perhaps, is that we've run into a lot of people who have tried to steal one crystal. We're about to take our third, so they're trying to take over the world with one crystal, and if we have all these in our possession at one point in time, we really don't know what's going to happen, and Gloria might be right. They might just proceed to implode if they're all in close proximity to one another. We don't know. But there it is, the Earth Crystal of Belfan. We have 3 of the 4 natural crystals now, so we should complete the set by going for the Air Crystal. That is in Aeropolis, was it? Yes, the temple there. It is where we should head now. Okay, so we have, of course, attempted to go to the Air Temple and try to take the Air Crystal before. The guardian of that temple was perhaps not terribly fond of us trying to do that and was not keen on letting us in. So we can see if we'll be any luckier this time around, but I have my doubts. And, well, things are equally gray now that we've taken the crystal, as they were in previous temples after we took those crystals. Any speech from Clavis this time? He had a lot to say about the previous crystals that we stole, but this time, seemingly not. And do our party members have anything to say now that we have, of course, depleted the life force from this temple here? Possibly.
Though it pains me to see an elemental temple in this drained state, it is a necessary and temporary step in our mission. Once we make sure the king cannot acquire the crystals, we shall return them to their rightful places, and the temples will return to full vigor once more.
I mean, you say that. Do we know that it actually will happen? Hopefully? Hopefully you're right. As for Donovan?
Something ill did indeed come of taking away the crystal. Let us hurry and do what we must, then return the crystal to its rightful place.
Charlotte? Same thing she said before we took the crystal. Okay. Maybe Charlotte, she said before, she's not much for words. Gloria? I think this is also similar to what we heard you say previously when we stole other crystals. I think we probably made a point of having her in our party when we did that because, yes, she, being a shaman, that is kind of her job to prevent us from doing this very thing.
Behold, Mardek, the fruits of your labor. This is what happens when the crystals are removed from their natural positions. The temples are dead, devoid of energy, and the planet can feel it. I can feel it. Like an emptiness, a longing. It's painful. So, please, Mardek, hurry with your careless schemes before I topple over.
Okay, fair enough. We'll head on out of here, and I believe we can still use our warp ability with Mardek to flee and head straight into Aeropolis. And like I said, once or possibly even on a couple occasions, we attempted to go into the Temple District and speak to the person at the Air Temple. But with little luck, this is actually the slums, my apologies. We go up first and then we go right, if I'm not mistaken. Or we go in from this direction, in which case we go straight up. Okay, so here we are. There are other people here. Not sure what the deal is. Smalls? There you are, Mardek. We've been looking for you. We heard the king sent you on an errand looking for the crystal, so that's why we're here. What? But that's our job. Why are you here to do that?
We're actually here by request of the king, but we also know now that he's, well, completely bonkers. That, or an imposter, or something.
You don't say. You don't say. Was it the glowing eyes that did it, or was it something else?
Them pink eyes were a dead giveaway.
Yeah, Chunk. They probably should have been. They probably should have been. Anyway, he asked us to tell you to go to him at the castle now. He wants to talk to you. We don't know what it is that he wants to say, but be careful. Be on your guard. Actually, we can all head to the castle together if you like. In an instant, or you can make your own way there if you prefer. Ooh, hold on. We're the ones who can teleport. We're the ones who have a magical being stuck in our bodies. You're telling me you can do that too? I doubt that. So we could go right now, or we can make our way over there ourselves. I'm thinking maybe we make our way over there ourselves just to get the chance to talk to the other people in this temple first.
Right you are, sir.
We'll be here for a while, ogling this priestess, if you want to come back and ask us for an instant transport when you're ready. Or you can make your own way to the castle. Okay, and, Chunk, do you say the same thing?
Hello there, Mardek.
No, you don't. As for Priestess Gale,
another royal knight arrives at the scene. Perhaps you should speak with your colleagues here, not I.
Oh, okay. Well, we saw previously when we tried to speak to her. She was not fond of us trying to take the crystal, and it seems as though this time around, not much has changed. So, with that, I think we don't have much else to do in this area here. We are moving on to bigger and better things. However, before we do, I want to make a point of speaking to just about everyone in our party, making sure that we get the chance to catch up on all the character-specific things that we can talk to them about, because those are, of course, based on the level that they currently are, and we have done a lot of leveling and not a lot of talking as of late, and this could be one of our last chances to do that because, well, of course, our objective has been to collect all those crystals, and now that we have done so, to the greatest extent of our ability, of course, the exception being the air crystal that the priestess doesn't allow us to take, so I think, for that reason, we'll make our way over to a save crystal. Actually, I think there might have been one in the temple there, but there should be one over here as well. and we will then make a point of talking to as many people as we can. And there is not a safe crystal here. I think there's one further south. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. So we'll just shoot the breeze a little bit, and perhaps have one of our last chances to catch up with our friends. And of course, we did some of that with Charla, Donovan, and Gloria when we were in the temple. I'm rather doubtful that they'll have anything else to say here. But we can give it a shot, I suppose. Donovan, Charla, Gloria, Donovan?
I knew our travels would take us to Europolis at some time or another. I've heard that everyone comes here at some point, being the grand nexus of trade and adventure that it is.
Okay, I mean, that's true, but I'm more so trying to make sure that we get all the personal details about you. Carla?
My mom lives in Europolis. She's the priestess at the Temple of Air.
Yeah, so, don't remember if I've mentioned this yet, but Priestess Gale, the person who does not want to let us get the air crystal, yeah, that's Charla's mom. So, unfortunately, even with Charla, that still isn't enough to convince her to let us in. But we gave it a shot. We gave it a try. Gloria?
This is Europolis, the jewel of the South. It is truly a magnificent city, and it's said that everyone comes here at some point or another. I think we'll be coming here quite a lot during our travels.
And we certainly have. But it seems as though you're all quite focused on the city, and less so on yourselves.
Come on, guys, be more selfish.
Let's bring in other people, and we'll just basically take turns with everyone, make sure we've gotten the chance to chat them up. And so, Zach, how about you? This is what we're looking for. Okay, so Zach did previously share some rare personal secrets with us last time around, and it sounds like maybe we might have the chance to ask him a little bit more about that this time. I take it you wish to hear the rest of my story?
Oh, yes, please.
As you wish. When I last spoke, I mentioned an adventurer who traveled to our village. He was charismatic and heroic. He had seen things I had but dreamed of, or so he claimed. As is typical of people of youth, I was excited and eager, and took pleasure in defying the will of the elders and ancestors. I thought they were outdated, and that I knew better. So when the man was about to leave, I approached him and said that I would join him, that I would help where my brothers and fathers would not. I thought it was wrong to deny others the assistance that they sorely needed. I was naive. I accompanied the man for many days. We were heading for the lair of some beasts, where some artifact or another was meant to be resting. He wished to retrieve it and sell it for a high price. I was to assist him in fighting the monsters, and he promised to share his earnings with me. Yet when we traveled, I tried to converse with him, and he shunned me. He didn't seem to care. I was a sword to him, a primitive savage to use, no more. Many times, he acted as if I could not understand basic concepts, as if I was a handicapped child, fresh from the womb and unwise to the ways of the world. We reached the lair of the beasts he sought, and many of them attacked. I fought my hardest, putting all my training to good use. I defeated them all, and was exhausted. But I saw the hero nowhere. He had gone. During the melee, he had not fought. I was but a distraction he used while he snooked behind them and took the loot. He left me to die. My tribe. I could not return to them, for I was without honor. I had broken the code, and would have to pay the price with my life if I were to return. So I headed to the nearest settlement and tried to start life anew, as a mercenary. It was all I knew how to do. After serving many employers, I quickly learned that I was the same to them all. A tool, a sword. I didn't matter. I've become jaded. I don't think about what I do anymore. I don't care about others, because they seem not to care about me. I'd slit a crying child's throat if I was to be paid. What's the difference? I need to eat. I just obey now. Why care? Nobody else does.
I am doing people a service by freeing them from this despicable world of men. Wherever they end up, it would surely be better than this. That is how I rationalize this to myself. That is how I survive. But you are not like the others. You seem to care. I do not understand it fully, because it makes to me no sense. But I can tell you that you have earned my trust. Somewhat. Only somewhat? Yes, I cannot let a lifetime's worth of jading wear off with a bit of banter. I'm sorry. You now know more about why I am the way I am. But please, do not expect me to change my ways now. I am once again exhausted of this exchange. Come, let us continue, Master.
Oh boy! So there's a whole lot more on Zack. So basically, he abandoned his tribe to go with a foreigner on some dangerous mission to get some loot. He did all the fighting, and it was a trap. It was a trick. His employer took the loot and ran off with it. And Zack was left for dead. And now Zack does not trust anybody. And that is why Zack is so quiet. So very interesting. I would say let's try talking more to Zack, though I'm not sure he's going to have anything else to say above and beyond that. Indeed. Okay, as for others, though? What about, say, Meridor?
I remember coming here once when I was starting my Metalman project to learn about what I'd need to do to get him to live. I've come so far since then. It's so amazing to know that that wild idea is now a reality.
Alright, sure. Anything else specific to you, Meridor, as a person? Doesn't seem so. Okay. What about others? Slinik?
This place is sandy, like my home. But that sky, I don't understand how you humans can cope with it. Burning down from above all the time like this.
Oh, is Slinik cold-blooded? Probably. In which case, yeah, being out in the sun like this could be not so great for them. Perhaps. That would be the last of the group here. So let's switch some people out now. Get the chance to speak to a few others. Who do we have remaining? I think we have still Vern, Solar, and Eloian. And after that, we will have, I think, just Legion? Let's get the chance to talk to them. Vern? This is where I hail from. I was merely on a mission in the north when you met me there. I was out to save Canonia, same as you. Though I'm from here, you will notice that I'm not one of the Darkies. I do not know my true parents. I was adopted by priests. That is all I remember. An orphan, I was. One day I will meet them, and I will show to them what a mighty warrior I have become. I'm sure they will be impressed. I'm sure they will too, Vern. Don't worry about it. As for Solar? Okay, here we go. The Solar-specific music does suggest that this will be specific to Solar, the character. Woof! Bark! Ruff! Ruff! Howl! Moo! Squeak! Woof! Woof! Shuff! Tweet! Woof! I'm an animal in your world, aren't I? Yes? Out here with more legs than the piddly norm is a brutish beast, a dimwit, an unsentient, it seems, looks, appears. Well, why can you talk, anyway? What are you? I thought you were a dog or a wolf. But why? But they can't talk. I don't know what they are. I can talk. La 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 la. Look cute, look cute. It is a gift, the words, and particularly remarkable that despite our difference in birth homes, we utter by the same tongue, and the meaning is carried effectuously, affably. What ho! Such wonders! You are from somewhere that isn't here? Did you just say that? Why, yes, I'm an Aruan from Kalu. But oh, bog-buggering gutter slop. I should not have told you this just yet. Though the signs are
vehemently clear to even the dopiest of dim-witted dingleberries. Huh? Does the way I locate, elude, and be-bogglify you, humankind-typed man-beast? Pray my pardon. It's been a good, mean, nasty long while since I talked at length to any liferous soulmate, and our ones tend to dizzle-dazzle and razzle-tazzle about an eccentric wavelength. Though I gamble you'd not quite noticized this. You're an odd one, Solar. I like that about you. Good grandma, I rejoice! I'm afraid you'd hardly absorb my rambling, that mayhaps I were but a pest. But maybe it is best, anyway, that you don't grasp or clasp quite what I'm on and off and on again about. In the future, you may see more, know more, understand. Yes, future. I dread that muchly. You see, the Dark Crystal was part of a prophecy which, if not untrue, not that it would be, could bring about the end of all. Or our sparkly spiral in the void of all voids, at least. A dark one will steal it, will resurrectify as a big, bad wolf, the biggest and baddest of them all. A shiny, whiny, bright, bright light might stop it, both forces from here, this speck of cosmic rock. Or so the seer saw. Will I be the light? Will you? Will wills me to ensure I be it, as well as my elders. Those will it too, mayhaps. Yet. This is all confusing. It could be some other else thing. Who knows? Not I. And certainly not you. I don't really have a clue what you're talking about. I'd be word to the hells and back if you did. You shouldn't. It's not time. What it is time for is to carry on. Let's carry on. Questing. Woof.
Okay, not entirely sure what to make of that, Solar. You did say that perhaps you'd have more to say in the future, so I'm wondering if maybe we could try talking to you again and you might have more to say.
It is horrific. Pants, pants. Trouser, trouser. Knickers. Woof.
Or not. What about Eloise?
Hey, Mardek. Let's go shopping. I want some new shoes. I hope they sell pretty ones with sparkles on them.
Okay, apparently nothing else about you personally. And that would suggest that maybe there's just one more person for us to check in on, that being Legion. Let's try talking to them. Legion, do you have anything to say? Seem as though you do.
Oh, great. Wonderful. This knight is talking to us again. Now we actually have to go through the grueling misery of coming up with things to say. Huh. Perhaps I could talk about why I think I ended up in the anti-life rather than a necropolis. I've been coming up with theories why it was we four who were summoned into this shell by the spell, and...
Oh, please. As if anyone wants to listen to you. You are the most boring of the four minds. You have no absurd personality traits. You are bland. Nothing you say is worth saying.
Are you talking to me? You may as well have been. I'm not very interesting. I'm rather pathetic, really. Never did anything with my life, except get cursed. Gods, I'm depressed. Did you know that? Nobody ever pays attention to me, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't.
Everybody hates you, too, surely. You miserable wreck of a grub. You do not deserve to share this automaton of annihilation with me, the almighty Baron von Doomkill. I'm the lady's favorite, for sure.
So, as I was saying, since I was killed, by my husband, no less, when he was poisoned in the cave, which we both once lived, in the Canonia Woods, using the Earth Crystal, which I'd implored him not to seek out.
Do we need to listen to this? No! No, we do not. Why can't we all listen to me? I'm the best here. I could tell you all of some of my most majestic of massacres, my most satisfying slaughters, all the time I beheaded that little blind orphan girl when she...
I'd just like to interject to tell you that I'm feeling very depressed. If I weren't already mad, this would drive me more mad. It's indubitably vexing, sharing this canister of a cranium with these less than charming characters.
You don't talk like that, you nonce. Get back to screaming incoherently about pixies before I make you scream in pain! Wah! Did someone mention pixies? Oh no! Oh yes! Oh no! Ah!
And you are probably expecting to get some worthwhile and satisfying dialogue from us, weren't you, Sir Knight? Well, your armor's dirty, and I'm very depressed. Can we just move along now? I hate listening to me.
Okay then. Once again, difficult perhaps to make sense of what Legion is speaking about because, well, we have 4 different souls speaking to us simultaneously. Legion, do you have anything else to say though? It is too bright here! Too sunny! Ah! Okay, yeah, more incoherency. And with that, I think this is perhaps a good place for us to wrap up here because we have, of course, now checked in with everyone in the party, besides maybe even Rohoff. We could, I suppose, give that a chance.
This is more like I'd expect from a city. It reminds me of many cities on Anshar, only smaller and far more primitive.
Oh, thank you, Rohoff. Thank you for, once again, trying to reinforce that you are superior to everyone here on Delphan. But yes, I think now that we have confirmed that we have checked in with everyone in our group, it is probably time for us to head back to Gosnor and turn in all of our crystals here. And what could possibly go wrong, right? I mean, it's not like we're giving a king who is quite clearly possessed by something 3 of the most powerful objects in the world. No, we'll be fine, right? But we'll see what happens. So I'll catch you next time.